Everybody is moving to Suwanee, Georgia, but is it the best suburb of Atlanta? Let's find out. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Victor. I'm a local real estate agent here in Georgia, and I put out weekly videos about what it's like to live in Atlanta. We talk about the schools in Atlanta, the homes, and the community, all about living in Metro Atlanta. Of course, if you're thinking about moving to Atlanta or you just want to know what it's like to live here, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. Thank you so much to everyone who has reached out. I'm always happy to help. Right now, let's talk about what it's like to live in Suwanee, Georgia, and why everybody is moving there. Suwanee is located in like the northeast part of Metro Atlanta. It's in Gwinnett County, and also in Gwinnett County are cities like Beaufort, Duluth, and Lawrenceville. This is certainly one of the most popular counties in all of Metro Atlanta, and one of the reasons why it's so popular is the school qualities in this area. Gwinnett is known for having some of the best public school systems in all of Georgia, maybe even all of the country, depending on who you talk to. And that's really a big reason for why so many people are moving there. But that's not the only reason why so many people are moving there. In general, the vibe of Suwanee is a very family-friendly kind of city. As you can imagine, there are a lot of young families who move there looking for those really good public schools. So there are a lot of other family-friendly oriented things to do in Suwanee. It's not like Midtown in Atlanta or Buckhead where there's like a super big nightlife, like that's not the kind of city that Suwanee is. A lot of things in Suwanee close at like 9 o'clock at night. Like there's nothing to do at 10 o'clock in Suwanee, and that's because most of the families there are at home by that time. But when things are open in the daytime, you can find plenty of things to do there in the city of Suwanee. Another reason why so many people are moving there is because of the homes in Suwanee. Many of the surrounding cities like Alpharetta or Johns Creek, the average home value is getting really high, like $800,000 in Alpharetta or $750 to $800 in Johns Creek. But in the city of Suwanee, which neighbors Johns Creek and Alpharetta, the average home value is closer to $600,000. So this is a big difference. You can get a lot of the same amenities that you would find in Alpharetta. You're very close to the shopping in Alpharetta and Johns Creek, but you have the excellent schools and the much better home values. You can get far more home for your money in Suwanee than you can in Alpharetta or Johns Creek. Some other numbers having to do with the housing market in Suwanee. Currently, the average days on market in Suwanee is 6 days. This is the amount of time that a home is on the market before it goes under contract. So again, the average is right there about 6 days. If we compare that to like Marietta, which is around 7 or 8 days, it's a little less. So a little more demand in the city of Suwanee than in the city of Marietta. But Alpharetta, for example, has an average days on market of about 3 days. So Suwanee has a little bit less demand than the city of Alpharetta. This is really good for people who want to move to Suwanee. It means you're not competing with as many people as you would in Alpharetta or Johns Creek. So home values are a little lower. The competition is a little lower in Suwanee. So this makes it really a bit of an easier place to find a home. At the time of filming this video, there are currently 70 homes for sale in Suwanee. Compare that to Alpharetta, which has about 150 homes for sale, or Marietta, which has about 230 homes for sale currently, and you can really start to see that Suwanee is a much smaller town than those other two popular ones. It's not to say that it's harder to find a home in Suwanee. There just isn't as much residential areas in Suwanee as there is in other cities. Suwanee is a very small town, like area-wise. It's not a very big city. There's still plenty of things to do there, and there are still lots of people who live in Suwanee. I believe it's about 50,000 is the population in the city of Suwanee, but there just isn't a lot of residential areas there. So this is why there are far less homes for sale in the city of Suwanee. All of these factors make Suwanee a great place to live, and these are certainly some of the reasons why so many people are moving there. But there are some downsides of living in Suwanee, some red flags that you should know about if you're thinking about moving there. And some of these red flags could really be deal breakers for a lot of people. So let's talk about why you might not want to move to Suwanee and some of the red flags that have to do with living there. While the average home value is around 600,000, and that's certainly better than Alpharetta or Johns Creek, it's a little higher than some of the other suburbs. For example, Marietta, the average home value is about 500,000, and you can still find very good schools in Marietta. Or Cumming, where the average home value is about 500,000 and is one of the fastest growing suburbs. So the average home value in Suwanee is still a little high, and this kind of deters some people from moving to that city. Another thing about Suwanee that might kind of turn you off about it is that it's kind of a ways away from the city of Atlanta. To drive to Atlanta during rush hour traffic, that might be about an hour to an hour and a half commute one way. This is really a deal breaker for a lot of people who will be regularly commuting to Atlanta for work every day. So certainly something to think about if you are thinking about moving to Suwanee. And then another thing about Suwanee is that it is kind of a small town. So there's not a lot of like tourist attractions or very big things to do in the city of Suwanee. There are a few things to do, but it's not like the city of Duluth or the city of Marietta, where there is a whole lot of things. For example, Marietta has the Battery where the Atlanta Braves play. Alpharetta has Lakewood Amphitheater where there are lots of concerts. There's nothing really like major tourist attraction like that in the city of Suwanee. So something to think about. And then another thing that you want to know about Suwanee is that you're not really going to find large land lots in Suwanee. This would be more like something that you would find in Gainesville or in Brazelton maybe, or maybe Beaufort as well. Those cities would have larger lot sizes for the homes. In Suwanee, you're going to find a bit smaller lot sizes. So if you're looking for over half an acre of land for your home, that could be kind of tricky in the city of Suwanee. A lot easier in the suburbs that are north of the city of Suwanee. But obviously these things don't deter everybody because Suwanee is really growing very quickly. Another big draw for people who move to the city of Suwanee, and one of the highlights of living in Suwanee, is the downtown area. It's called Town Center at Suwanee, and this is like where the downtown area is, or the city hall for Suwanee is there. But more importantly, there is a huge green lawn or field there where it's very common to find people outside playing or throwing the ball or having a picnic or different kind of outdoor activities. There's also like a small amphitheater there in downtown Suwanee. And then there are lots of shops and restaurants there as well. So this town center in Suwanee is one of the highlights of living there, and another reason why so many people are moving to the city of Suwanee. Town Center at Suwanee is located at the intersection of Lawrenceville-Suwanee Road and Buford Highway. This is where you'll find the big green lawn and City Hall. On the other side of Buford Highway, though, it's not quite as developed as the Town Center area. There have been plans for a couple years now to build like a second phase of Town Center on the other side of Buford Highway. It has certainly stalled out, as those plans have been in the works for a long time, but it's very possible that we could be seeing more development on that would be the west side of Buford Highway. We could see like a second phase to Town Center there. And these kinds of developments definitely increase home values in that area. So there's no question that the city of Suwanee has a lot of things going for it, and people continue to move there for very good reason. There are so many great things about Suwanee, Georgia. If you want to know more about what it's like to live in Suwanee, check out this video. I'll see you there.